All right, guys, in this video, I am going to talk about a lot of things that are going on in the market. The market is very red, it's crashing, it's getting a lot of mixed emotions. This is going to be a very important video as I'm just going to discuss how I overcome the challenges of, losing money, what do I do with risk management, my psychology, and how do I push forward? Because if you guys ever read any of Mark Douglas' books, he talks about the game being a probability. It's all about probabilities. You're going to have losing days, even losing weeks. But in the long run, if you follow your system and you have proper risk management, you can overcome anything. And so the market is obviously really red. Let me show you the chart on SPY. It's not as bad as it really looks on the SPY chart. As you can see, when we had our April tariff thing, we went all the way down here. We're still way up here. To me, it looks very bullish on the SPY as we're just coming up. All the EMAs are, we have the 200 at the very bottom. I don't really see like monster panic. You can look at the weekly and everything. But here's the thing: when SPY drops, most of the stocks tend to overreact. So you want to try to find high quality stocks and swing trade those. Okay. And look for more into the investment side of things. That way, you don't care about the regular day that happens. This environment is more for day trading, and that's why I want, if you guys are not if you guys are not a part of the Discord, or you don't, join in and get a Vanquish Trader account. Learn how to day trade. That way you don't have to worry about, oh, all my investments are down. At least you're making money every day trading. That's the I love day trading for this scenario. Everyone was complaining today, and I have made thousands of dollars because I'm being a day trader compared to worrying about what's happened to my swings. Of course, I will lose money because of my investments will go down. You can't control that. That's why I try to pick high quality stuff, and I will always manage my risk too at the same time. But let's talk about a lot of the psychology that goes on with when people lose money. When people lose money, they tend to say, like, this is not for me, right? I know each and every one that's watching this video and in my Discord, you can do this. I have lost tons and tons of money before it literally clicked. And I said, I'm not going to do that mistake. I'm not going to over leverage. I'm not going to put more, too much money in one stock. I'm going to follow my clear plan. I don't care if you have to write it out. My plan, every time that I take a trade, I know exactly what I'm going to get out. I know exactly where I'm looking to take profit, and I know exactly when I want to enter. There is no ifs and buts and no guessing game. When you watch me day trade live every day on Twitch, the link's down below if you want to watch me day trade live. I also, I tell you guys exactly what I'm doing on each play. For example, when I took Apple, for example, we'll go over that as a big cap stock. I took Apple, and why did I like Apple as a trade? Because we had momentum to the upside. We had the EMA 200, which is this orange line at the bottom saying, hey, we're in a possible uptrend. And so what happened is Apple made this big move up, pulled back down, and I like the continuation factor that could happen. And so what I tell people is greed will always kill people. Do never get greedy. Once I saw price moving up quite a bit, I actually took two different entries here. I took one here and here, and then my stop loss was going to be below this 200. So you can see, there's my clear risk versus reward. And I said, people, well, if we cross above here, I see there could be some resistance here. I'm going to start taking profit and go break even. And as you can see, we made this monster move up. And if I did not go break even, look how sour the trade went. And I can show this time and time again on plenty of setups that I day traded. A lot of people, like MCT, I'll show you a small cap, or MTC. I remember trading this one, and as you can see, this was my exact game plan. I said, you know what? Price made a monster move up, EMA 200 to the bottom. We had this beautiful EMA 20 touch, massive move up. Now I was like, I'm going to take this 50 here. I'm going to try to make it move up, and as you can see, take some profit here, go break even. That way you don't lose on the trade. And there were some other ones that I traded, OTL, I think it was OTLK. Was it this one? Yes, it was. As it looks like I got my lines marked out. Yeah. As you can see right in here, we had this beautiful move. I'm just going over some recaps and what I was thinking. Big move up, pull back to the 50, which is what I like. And you can see this monster move up all the way up in here, 18%. I did not lose a single trade doing this strategy that I like to teach. Everything that I'm looking to do is I know, like when I get into OTLK, I was willing to risk, no joke, 2%. I saw there was clear support here. And I was like, you know what? There's not a bad idea to say, hey, I want to risk down here. I know there's a very bullish candle here. I will risk 2% to potentially get what? Over 18% returns. That is the probability of risk management. Now, am I going to put all my trade on one side? Let's say I have, let's say I don't want to risk more than $200. Well, then you need to manage what you want to do. If you're risking $200, only 2%, that's very easy to manage. But the thing that what kills people is they don't manage risk well. They get into trade and they're like, oh, I'll move my stop loss. I'll put it down to this support level. I'll put it down to this support level. I'll put it, and then you start getting too big of a percentage loss. Then you're like, I'm just going to hold it. F it, right? And I'm going to see where it goes. I've seen it too many times that most traders that lose in the market, it comes down to just flat out risk management. I don't care what strategy you have, it's going to fail. Nothing works 100% of the time. So that way, when you look at all the alerts that I post, whether they're day trade penny stocks, swing trade alerts, big cap day trades, everything that I post has a clear risk versus reward, has a clear stop loss and everything. Like what I say right here, my classic bread and butter setup is when you touch this upper band, which you'll have these settings if you're not on my Discord, price pulls back to around the 20 and 50, you get in on that. And I'll show you time and time again, of what I do on these trades here. But the thing is that I want to encourage people is you can always make a loss back. All right. The best traders in the world can, have multiple losses. They have losing days, even weeks, and they still stay up on the top because they know, and at the end, the probabilities are going to switch into their favor. All right. Just like the casinos, they lose money on people just, getting lucky, but there is an edge. If you don't have an edge in your trading, then you need to figure out what kind of trading style you have. I've been doing this for a very long time. And this strategy that I teach in the Discord, whether I'm taking downtrend plays or following the trend continuation patterns, I have been able to trade full time doing this. And is trading easy? Absolutely not. Trading is one of the hardest things you can ever do. It has a full basket of uncertainty. You got to have some thick skin and understand, like, hey, I am okay with a loss. And you can shake someone's hand and be like, the market maker's hand and be like, here's my loss. Take the money. I will get you back next time. All right. That's what I look at when I lose. But a lot of the times I see what happens is people get in a trade, they overstay their welcome, and that 2% or, typically my loss is 5%. But that 5% turns to 10, then 10 turns to 20, and it gets bigger and bigger and bigger. But if you just take the loss out fast, you can be like, okay, I'll just trade another stock and make that loss back. And that's part of, just trading, right? You've got to understand, guys, risk management is the number one. Strategy means nothing if you don't have proper risk management. So the market's really ugly. A lot of people think, is it going to keep going down? In my honest opinion, I think this is just a correction. If you look at the indexes, that every time it panic, with people happen, what happened? The panic got bought up around this EMA 50. We're on this EMA 50 again right now. We can go a little lower, but every time something goes down, your natural reaction is to panic and then to short, and then the market makers pump it up, and then you lose money by shorting it. So I can already see people trying to leverage the QQQ and short it or SPY, and then they're like, wow, the market's rigged and manipulated. In my honest opinion, I think we're extremely bullish, and I don't see any reason why I would short the market as of now. Sure, we could break this 50, but there's really not that much wiggle room for me to take any risk to shorting the market. Unless we make a different direction where we break this 50, then yes, maybe we can be more bearish and head on to this EMA 200. We know that every price will revert to the mean, but sometimes it takes a while to hit these 200 lines. As you can see, when price is below the 200, price will hit it, go into another bullish state. We have, monster sell-offs like this that can happen, but they are quickly bought up and they don't happen long either. But I just want to encourage you guys, this is more of a pep talk to be like, it's okay, guys. If you lost money in the market, it's totally fine. Get back up, learn from your mistake. The only thing you can control in this market is your risk management. Nothing else you have control of. I don't care what strategy you have or what AI you're using or whatever someone promised you, whatever's going to happen. You can't listen to any of that. You have to listen to your trade plan. That way, when I give out alerts, you know exactly when I get out. You know exactly when I enter. You know exactly when I like to break even if it's not looking good. You just want to know when something happens. Like, I think it was SGBX, right? I alerted this one live in the stream. As you can see, we're on this monster uptrend, hit the 200, made a massive move up. And I was like, you know what, guys, I'm going to take this on this 200 right here. I saw there was clear support here. I was like, I'm going to risk just a little bit down here. And I told the people that, hey, it's consolidating too much. I do not like that. And so I said, I'm going to get out for break even. And sure enough, what happens when I see consolidation on the 200? Price goes headed down. But what you want to see is price hits that 200 and shoot right back up. All right. I don't want to go too much in strategy talk, but you want to make sure that you're following your game plan. Because if you didn't follow this game plan, I mean, look how much drawdown you would have unnecessarily went through. And sometimes these just don't come back, right? But yeah, I just want to give you guys, a talk, learn from the lessons from the trading mistakes you make. I have made a ton of mistakes. I have probably lost more money than most people back in the day. I have lost a freaking ton of money till I said enough is enough. I'm going to make, I'm going to switch my mistakes. All right, because I have a family I got to take care of. This is what, hey baby, this is what I want to do for a living. And if you want this hard enough, you can do it too. All right. I promise you, everyone can do it. A lot of people think, they make excuses and be like, oh, this is not for me, it's manipulated. But trading is for everyone as long as you have discipline and you can follow your plan. I have a whole Excel sheet of all the wins that I keep making time and time again. Yes, I will have losing days, but over time and time, I'm making so much money because I'm following a game plan, and I know this strategy works. Anyways, I don't want to make this video too long. I think the market's bullish. I don't see anything reason why you shouldn't add to investments. I just alerted a new play in my Discord if you want to check it out. But if you're not part of the Discord, I would love to, go into some more pep talks, some more encouragement. I would love to do some live streams, joining the live streams, maybe on the weekends. We'll go over recaps and maybe go over each one of each other's trades and kind of help each other out. Even me, I would love for someone to, give some critics and be like, oh, why'd you do that? As long as you know why you get in a trade, you know why your stop, where your stop loss is, it's a decent stop loss where you look to take profit. That's all that matters in trading. Nobody, you don't want to be an egotistical person and think they know everything about the market. It doesn't work like that. The market will humble you faster than you can think, because every trader that I saw that got really cocky in the market and they thought they found the holy grail and they're going to get rich overnight, they end up getting out of the market in the shortest amount of time. I've seen it happen all the time. The people who stay in the market are the ones that are super disciplined. They understand that losses can happen, and they're not some cocky person that think they're a know-it-all, and then the market can always humble you. You want to be very compassionate and be humbled, because the market gives and takes away, right? You don't know what the market's going to do. We just trade an edge, and you just want to know, well, how much am I willing to risk per trade? That's all it comes down to, guys. I would like to talk more about strategy, but this is not about strategy. I have a whole other videos about that. If you want to join the Discord, click the link down below in YouTube comments below. It will look like this. Come in the free chat. Hit how to subscribe and hit this Big Cap Day Trade alerts, and you'll get access to literally everything for $12 a month. Subscribe on your computer to avoid the iOS fee. I am going to start doing presentations on the weekends to really help out people that are just for the gold memberships. We're going to start doing the day trade live stream in there for you guys. That way I can get more features for the gold membership people. But I really do want the best for everyone. I don't want to make this video too long, but I know I see a lot of pessimism out there. And it's sad to see because I already know people are like, I quit trading. I can't do it anymore. This is not for me. But you guys realize the biggest blessing is right in front of you. These charts right here can make you quit your 9 to 5 job, can give you literally freedom anywhere in the world if you can literally just learn a simple trade or learn a simple skill. Most people think it's impossible and they just can't do it. There's a good reason why over 90% of traders lose, or in the day trading even higher, right? But you want to make sure you're following a game plan. I would love to go more into that, but I just want to give encouragement that you got this. I've been in that boat many times. I've blown many accounts before. Trust me, when you blow a lot of accounts, you're going to start freaking, being disciplined and be like, I'm not doing that again. I'm going to switch things up. I'm going to follow a game plan, and I'm going to follow a strategy that works. So I would love to have you guys in the Discord. If you're not in, if you're new, give this video a like, subscribe, comment, and as always. And I would love to see you guys more. I go live every day. I'm going to try to learn out bangers, but this is just a video to keep you guys motivated. You guys got this, and let's make some money. Peace out.